Hi, I'm Tony Fast's daughter.
I'm Tony Fast's daughter.
I'm Tony Fast's daughter. Our family has been blessed to farm in Montana
For over 100 years now.
And it wouldn't be possible without the great team we have
and blessings from our Savior,
Jesus Christ.
Well, made it home last night. I got the dash unhooked outside. Have to get that in and washed off today. But gotta get Dad's blue truck fuel line replaced first. Show you guys this truck a little bit closer. Obviously, the fenders need buffed. It's crazy how that fiberglass took paint different. I'm guessing those are fiberglass fenders. Yeah, compared to like the aluminum there. This thing was actually got hit in Glasgow when he was hauling cows out of this area. Someone cut into him when he was turning or something. I don't know for sure what all happened. So we got to fix this somehow. I'm going to try and straighten that back out and do the best I can on it. I don't know. I don't want to replace that whole skin because that is a ton of labor. This, I think we could fix or just buy a new panel and maybe paint match that, but then that step, or the step's fine, but that exhaust got hit pretty good. And a little bit in the fuel tank, but that's, I think we can cover that up with the front doohickey, whatever you call those things, the tank pads or whatever. So, like I said, definitely need some frame paint. Jeepers, that needs springs. That is a heavy hood. Oh yeah, it only has one spring. That's why it's so heavy. Motor. Overhauled. 400,000 miles ago. All in all, I think it's a solid truck. Well, I am gonna see if I can't find a different hose or a new hose to put on Dad's truck so we can get it out of here. This is one of those, I think they call them AeroQuip. Reusable hydraulic fittings or whatever. I'm not sure if they're the same degree angle as a regular JSC. Hard to tell, but they do work. I'll show you how to do it, take them apart. Tim had never messed with one, so I figured well, maybe it's a good thing to show you guys too how this works. But kind of hard to one-hand it here. There we go. So you just tighten these on. It's like it's a normal JIC fitting, because it probably is. But someone will correct me if I'm wrong, because you always do. And so, tighten that up. Once that's tight, you can back this off, and you just unthread that then. All the way off. Takes a while, because where's my other fitting go? That's just fell. Because they're a long thread, so I'll be right back. Alright, so now it's apart. This is just tapered on the end, so it goes on the inside of the hose. There's threads on the inside of this, like really coarse ones that grab the hose. So when you replace them, you shove this all the way on, thread it on, put this together, and it just squeezes the hose tighter along here, and it creates a tight seal. Fun part now is getting this out, because they usually that rubber kind of just bakes into that fitting and gets to be hard to pull apart sometimes. And that's usually how they come apart. So now, you gotta clean it all out with a pick. Isn't that fun? Well, I don't have the right kind of hose to put this all back together with, so that was a pretty lame how-to video. I ended up just putting a plug in the T that hooks the two tanks together. It only has about a quarter tank of fuel, so it's not like it's gonna return too much and overfill one of them. But we don't run out of fuel that way. If it ran for too long, especially when the gauge is on the wrong tank. So I aired it up. We gotta get it primed back up, get it out, and hook it up to the dash, bring it back in. Well, it seems like it's building some pressure. Well, it's got pressure there.
The twin blade hooked up, if you can see it back there, and I'm bouncing across the cutoff road, which is pretty much blown shut for vehicles, but I'll push our way through with the tractor, get this back to the farm, have a few things to do with it, and yeah, hopefully I make it across. And slowly.
Well, morning. I came out this morning, worked on PTO sensor, changed that on the bottom of the, goes into the bottom of the PTO ring gear, whatever they want to call it for the timing to measure speed. Now I think I'm ready to go take this tractor out, hook it up to an auger, see if we can unload a load of feed that was hot in a bin. Well, just the edge got warm. I don't know how it happened. None of that was moisture, maybe just still hot from summer and condensation started. Anyways, grain bin problem things. Well, let's just say yesterday did not go as planned. I thought, oh, I'll just take and dump the Super Bs right into the bin and all that. Well, I started just mixing it back and forth into the old Silver Wilson. Just get them cooled off, check them out. They weren't quite as cool as I was hoping. I'm pretty sure that all that heat came from bugs. The green weevils that we get after watching our wheat, they create heat. And so there's lots of bugs on the top, on the stuck to the hoop bowls and everything, but they're cooling off good now. I'll mix them back and forth one more time today and then go into the bin with them. But first, I'm gonna go deliver that triple axle Wilson. Neighbor down the road bought it. The trailer's unhooked already. Head back. Well, we're mixing it up one more time. Make sure there's any hot spots. It gets mixed in with some colder feed. And then we're going into the bin. So this should be about it. I'm pretty sure all those bugs had to come from heat. Well, the heat came from the bugs. And since we don't have any air fan here just to cool it off, this is what we're doing. But it seems like by hand, touching that, it feels nice and cool. Hopefully it's fine. Well, let's keep an eye on the snow on the top of the bin. If it starts melting again, I guess I'll just stir it up again. Well, morning. It so cold that Tim didn't come to work today. Actually, he wanted to stay at home and help with chores anyways, because it's 33 below is what we had for low this morning. So I'm gonna do chores. So we're gonna take the Kawasaki Ridge out. Fire it up here and let it warm up a little bit first. The thing does start incredibly well in the cold weather. I've had outside it down to 0, but when it's this cold, we gotta bring it to the shop. It starts that much easier. But having a cab with a heater on the side-by-side for winter chores is awesome. Really, really liking this Ridge Limited that we gotta have on the farm here for the year. I really want to keep it, but we'll see. We'll see when the year lease is up or the demo, what we'll decide to do with it then. Normally that's really noisy when it's this cold out. Oh, it is cold out. There's nothing more annoying than hungry cats. Oh, so much quieter. You still hungry, June, after your dog food? Crazy. guess that's basically what dog food's made out of, so. Probably save a lot of money on dog food if we just, what are you guys doing in here? No, get out. You're all spoil those dogs. I think every time an end gate's open, they're going somewhere. Chickpeas, corn, barley. The steers are just about 2 years old now. They're getting pretty chunky finally. Starting to fill out, so should be good eating here in another 6 months. Check on the horses. Just gave them a bail the other night. Waters are good, so cows can get water from that side of the fence and the horses from this side, so that's kind of nice. We got two waters both set up that way where they both have access. Just make sure they're not froze. Yeah, that one's good too. Cool. And of course Sandy needs to come have a little scratch. Morning, Sandy. A little icy cream. Yeah. She's a cuddler normally. She just doesn't like my gloves though. Dogs were already fed. Girls must have fed them earlier. Well, let's go check on Cluckingham Palace. There'd be a couple eggs already. It is 12 degrees on this side. That's why I have a little light bulb under the egg deal. Oh, we got 3 eggs. And they're not frozen. So these are wooden eggs. I kind of had to train them with these wooden eggs because they were laying in the straw for a little while to begin with. But now they seem to be good. That works really good to keep those eggs warm with the light bulb. Morning, chickens. Oh, might have another egg coming in there yet. Check their water. Oh, it's frozen in here. Can hear water sloshing there, so that's good. How about the feed? Not enough feed for a day yet. This side though, it's about 16 degrees, and the only heat source in here is that heat lamp. So works pretty good. All the spray foam that we did in here, keeping them warm. So, and I don't see any other eggs in here, so that's good. I think we got them trained to keep laying them in the nest box. Well, back in the shop here, Amy said she needs some more wheat to mill her own flour. She's got a Vitamix with a dry box attachment on it, and she'll grind wheat if I can get her some cleaned wheat. Well, I don't have any cleaned seed wheat yet, but I do have this winter wheat that needs to be just ran through a little bit. Take all the bigger chunks like this, some chaff, unthrashed head, you know, maybe get the grasshoppers out, that kind of stuff. So I got some screens here. All the little fine stuff should fall through the bottom, and this top screen should take all the bigger stuff off. I hope the holes aren't too big. Usually I'll grab a bucket or two for her when we're cleaning seed, but we're just not quite there yet. So guess she needs 3 buckets for next year. I did already take this outside and dump it between buckets a few times to try and get some of the stuff off the top and just let the wind blow it off. Now this is crazy. This is how little some of these wheat kernels are. This is a couple-year-old winter wheat stuff, and that must have just been stuff that burned up in really small kernels. So still a mixed flour, but there's few weeds in that yet, so maybe more will fall through. This is always a learning. How much do I need to do? I need a different size screen, really, is what I need. Well, I switched from this low test weight, shriveled up winter wheat to some of the test plot spring wheat we had a couple years ago that was like over 60 pounds. So this is probably 56 pounds. I know it probably doesn't show up real well on this camera, but it's really shriveled. There was a ton of, like if we just put some of this on here and shake it, there's like quite a few little kernels in here. So that's probably not great for milling. This, however, if I put this on here and shake it, takes forever for it to fall through, all of it. And so there's the butts that I don't want, or the unthrashed kernels, and then I just have a few to pick out up here, which my fat fingers don't work real well for, but we're getting there. So, if anyone's got an old Carter Day dockage cleaner they want to get rid of, I'm looking, because that would be a whole lot better than doing this. You do like almost 5 gallons at a time if I set up some chutes on one of those things. But yeah, not like this would really matter. I mean, a few of these little chaff holes probably would be just fine. Well, as you can see, we did get the Hunter Brothers edition again, and Derek from Phiber and the Hunter Brothers have teamed up, and all of the profits that they get from the Hunter Brothers options, which are, we got extra lights that flip up, you get more light along the side of the trailer when you're filling at night. You get the radio up there, the Bluetooth speaker, and a cooler, the Hunter Brothers logo on it. They also throw in a set of filter wrenches and just a regular channel lock. We'll throw those in our toolbox up here. Yeah, that's where my paperwork went. So those will go in there. They are working with rehab people that have gone through rehab, helping them get back on their feet, do different programs and stuff like that. All right, so bunch of banjo fittings here. These are with that hose that's in the cage there. These are for the tote deck shuttles. So we'll have to run some hose to get to the cones with that. We're gonna work on that stuff now. All this stuff goes into the top of the shuttles there. And look at this, I can use my new vice grip for it. Channel lock. One other thing, we order the fire nozzle with these trailers. Not so much that we're gonna go and put out a grass fire with this, but it works really good for washing off equipment. Lots of volume. It works great on air drills. I've used that quite a few times to wash off the air drills. But I guess the structure fire, we would probably help with that, because we got, I don't know, it's 50-foot hose maybe? 75-foot, 1.5-inch water hose or fire hose with a nozzle, and then also have that boom on here to get a little further off the trailer. So could come in handy someday. Hope we'll never have to use it for that, but it does work awesome for equipment cleanup. Those are really handy steps. With the handle up here to grab, climbing up, they work good. Still can be really messy. It's kind of like the anti-seize when you're a kid and dad says, hey, go wipe that stuff all on the lug nut. Or lug studs. The studs on the semi, and you get more on you than you get on your on the nuts and the studs. But these aren't pressurized, so we don't need super good seal on that. I just don't want them to leak or loosen up, I guess. So this is all just gravitates in from the top, or it just drops through these fittings with the pumps from below. So it's not like this is gonna have pressure on the back side of it all the time. So just a little paste on there should take care of it. Oh, see what I mean? Just got it everywhere. Put too much on. Well, there we go. The hoses are all put together. The 2 short ones, 2 longer ones to go to the back. We got a little extra one for a spare if we crush one or something. So, and Tim's back.
And I'm back. And the cows are milked. And no frostbite, but close.
What was it at your house? It was 32 below here.
34.
34.
Yeah.
He lives like further. He's more Canadian.
I'm up in the North Country.
A little closer to Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, the pickup said 32 below, the house thing said 34, and the weather said 34, so, or the weather app said 34 below. Is it bad when it's been cold enough that you just don't even say below 0 anymore because
Yeah, it's just it's 32.
So long?
It was 32 this morning. Oh, very nice. No, below.
Right, it's
Below.
just cold.
Well, I figure it's probably a good idea to go ahead and get the fire nozzle ready. So, legit. It's a legit fire nozzle, fire hose. So, I'll go ahead and get this all put together, and then this is the line that would come off the dash wet sprayer fill line. So, I'll get that all gooped up. Then we're good. So we got the True Blue underneath, or whatever it's called, blue paste, and then taped it. Probably should have put some in here too, but I think it'll be all right. Well, Dash is ready to go outside. Got it all washed up the other day, got all the salt road grime off of it. And I think we're pretty much ready to put water in it and load it up with chemical and go spray. So check that thing off the list for spring's work.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching, but don't forget, farm hard, pray harder. See you next video.